Hey everyone, welcome back, and I am here to do another reading for you, as well as kind of discuss with you some things that have been on my mind. I have taken a few days to kind of digest the last reading with William Barr, and also to take in all the comments that I have received. And I do know that the emotions are really, really high right now, and I tried to do whatever I could to answer as many of the posts that you guys have posted, and to just try to give you probably my understanding and to kind of help you see where I am and to give you guys hope, because we're frustrated, and we're all frustrated. You're frustrated. It's very valid that you're frustrated. We are all frustrated by the situation. I wanted to kind of come in and I wanted to discuss this with you because there are a couple of people. One person pretty much says, be careful. Don't play with people's emotions. We want you to be right. But, this is a very sensitive time. And it is true. It is very true that it is a sensitive time. Because, we see things. And the thing is that when you're looking at everything that's happened so far, you've seen, the indictments, you've seen the Mueller report. They were called speaking indictments for a reason. Each indictment was painting a picture and it was revealing things. And when the Barr summary came out, not the Mueller report, the summary came out, it kind of like was a slap in the face a little bit. It's like, what? What do you mean nothing to see here? It's kind of like the nothing to see here, move along. And everybody was like going, what is going on? And of course, you have one segment of the population totally elated. And then you got the rest of the segment kind of really upset. And then you got the rest of us just scratching our heads going, what the hell just happened? So these are the things. Now, the thing is that even though Trump has gone ahead and has said that it has totally exonerated himself, we all know that the report did not say that, or the summary didn't even say it. William Barr said that, with the obstruction of justice, while the special counsel wasn't going to make a recommendation, it didn't exonerate Trump from the fact that he could have still possibly obstructed justice that was to be placed with someone else. Now, Barr's summary said it was up to the Department of Justice, but we wonder whether or not it was Mueller that was was in his intentions was that Congress was going to do it. Somebody brought that up as well. So I wanted to kind of come to you, and I just wanted to kind of, because it's we're all really highly emotionally charged right now. So I wanted to, I'm going to try to get all of this in within 30 minutes because my camera cuts off at 30 minutes. But if it goes longer than that, please bear with me. I'll put up the second part. So, because I can't edit. I have to figure that out. The thing is that I wanted to come in because I wanted to say, you know what, this is what we all need to do. We all need to breathe. We all need to relax. And this kind of reminds me of the Kavanaugh situation because we were all so emotionally charged by that. And here we are again in a similar situation. We're not in an easy cycle within our history right now. We're all working through it. We're all going through this tough period. And the thing is that, I've done the cards before. I get a strong feeling we're going to be fine. And, the other readers, the other psychics, they pretty much keep coming up with the same conclusion. We will be fine, but it's going to be a challenge to get through all of this, okay? So, so take a breath. Take a deep breath, relax. And the one thing that we should do is disengage from the media. Because right now, here's the thing that I notice, and I'm just going to tell you my observation. The media is, now that it's 24/7, it's round the clock. I mean, before the internet, the news only came on, a couple hours during the day, and all the newscasters and everybody had to get all their stories, put it together, no nonsense, get it out, so that we can get the news within the time slotted allowed. Now that we're 24/7 around the clock, the news, you have to find stories to fill up all that time for 24 hours. You can't You can't say the same thing over and over and over. So the news has learned to adapt, and they bring in opinion pieces as well. And what ends up happening is that we have opinion pieces that come from different viewpoints, and these different viewpoints have, can end up driving people to the news sources that favor their viewpoint. And that's how come we have, I guess it's more predominant now with the left, the right, or, Republican, Democrat. But, I think a lot of us there's a lot of people in there that are independents and don't really weigh as heavily on either side. However, we're all still impacted. Now, the news people, the news media sources, they're not really public services anymore. They're all revenue driven. So they need you as a viewer in order to make income. So they're going to do things with like sensationalize headlines. And because it's there to catch your attention, draw you in, get you to click on the article or get you to watch the article or watch the news clip so that you will, so that they can generate income and they can get their ad revenue and things like that. So that's how we're important. And because it's news generated, they really work on trying to get your emotions. They have to capture your emotions so that you will continue going back to them for your news source. But there is a downfall to all of this as they're, revenue driven. It's no longer a public service of like just informing us. They are telling us, they add in all this other stuff. I mean, you've probably seen it where like you'll get you'll read an article and then, or you'll see a headline, it'll say so-and-so slams so-and-so, and then you go, oh my gosh, and you click on it, and then you realize the article, it's really just like a little side note, and it was just an afterthought statement that really didn't mean a lot, and suddenly you were like, I just got clickbait, but you generated revenue for that news source because you clicked on their article, you probably saw their ads, they get payment upon impressions of ads, and then they get even more payment if you click on those ads. So there's a method to the madness, but one of the unintended consequences is that as they use the viewpoints that that's slanted to one way or another, they're kind of it's like dividing us. So the news people are dividing us, and that is not a good place to be. Because so if you are going to go to a certain news source based on your viewpoint, whether it be right or left, you are now being more divided because now you're demonizing each other. These news people now are demonizing the other side. I don't know, like I just saw an article, or I didn't see the article. Actually, I didn't even click on it. But it was basically, it says, of all the Democratic presidential, candidates, these are the ones that are the most socialistic. And that's creating, you're demonizing people because, for a certain slant. And now you're getting people all frothy and you're pitting us against one another. We have to get out of that cycle. We cannot be divided. We must be together. If we're going to make it through this entire political cycle, we must get through it together. And so my suggestion is disengage from the media machine. We already know that Trump is a polarizing figure, and he is, he's already polarizing, and by the very nature of who he is and the position he holds, he is news. And because people will click on the articles because he's in it, he's going to be a revenue generator. And that's why you see him in 80% of the news stories lately, because the news media people know that we're going to click on it to see if there's any changes or anything new we can learn about the situation that is going on. So, and Trump knows it. He knows that he is, and he definitely uses his image and persona and and he knows he's polarizing to his advantage, and he manipulates the media in that sense. Now, right now, he's still in response mode. I mean, if you notice, he's responding to everybody, but he is working on regaining the message. So pay attention, pay attention to what's going on, but you need to disengage from the media, the news cycle. Go out, take some time for yourself, do something you love. If you love to read a story that it makes you happy. Don't read a political story, and just read something that makes you happy. If you like to write. If you like to draw. If you like to paint. If you want to exercise, go exercise. If you want to craft, do crochet, knit, sew, woodworking, metalworking, jewelry making, scrapbooking, anything that you can do to create, definitely, or go work on cars. If you like working on cars and tinkering with mechanics, go do that. Do something you love to help bring you back to center. Disengage from the media source so that you can, and then do something you love to bring yourself back to center and to bring yourself back calm again. We will be okay. Okay. We all will be okay. So disengage for a little while, take a breather, take a break, relax, and find something you love to do to engage yourself in something more positive than feeding into the media machine. We need to disengage and cut off from the media machine, okay? So what I want to do really quick is I have brought back out my spirit animal deck, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just draw a card for everybody, okay? And I also lit some sage. It's kind of burnt out, hasn't it? All right. So maybe we've got the energy a little calmer here on my table. And I'm going to pull a card, and let's just use this card to kind of help us forward, okay? What can we do? What energies that spirit animals would like to provide us in order to give us something to calm us down, to give us something to help us, guide us forward? What can we do, right? All right. We're just going to pull a card, and we're going to see what it says and see what we can do. What sort of guidance will we get? So we have the eagle spirit. It says spirit has our back. Trust. Trust that everything's going to be okay. The spirit has our back. Okay? The eagle is also a symbol of America. America's spirit has not died. Okay? The American spirit has not died. So take a breath. Trust. Spirit's got our back. We're going to be okay. This is all guided. I've said it many times before. We are in a karmic situation, and we're going to have to handle it and have to deal with it. And we're going to survive it together, not divided. Okay? We will stand united. That's the way we should be. All right. So let's keep that in mind. I'm going to actually kind of put this aside so we can look at it a little bit later. So I hope you take that to heart. Spirit's got our backs. There's something going on. Something's going on energetically and stuff going on. All right. So now I'm going to do a reading now. And this reading is going to be upon, and I've thought about this. I want to do a reading on Mueller and how he is responding to how his report is being portrayed. I want to know how he's feeling. I want to know how he's responding to it. And because you know what, this guy he's not going to reveal it. He's very by the book. He's very, he's very stoic, in terms of, and he does not open his mouth. He is he's I'm trying to find the right words that explain Mueller to me. It's just that I see this person as a very strong symbol of our judicial system, of the investigations and all that stuff. I mean, I do believe that Mueller has done the best that he can do, and that he has done everything that he needs to do. We've already seen it, so I don't feel anything malicious in his energy. Because we've already seen the indictments, we've already seen these things moving forward. So we know there's something there. So when Barr came out with his summary, it was like, okay, that was kind of like a slap in the face. We know that. We also know that somebody in the judicial department, some unanimous person, pretty much said that Barr will be releasing the report, what he can of the report, in the next few weeks. So the actual report is supposed to be coming out. Now, like I said with his last reading, it looks like he's blocking some information. Is there something going on? I mean, I know there's been a few readers that says there's something going on behind the scenes that we are not aware of. If that's happening, I hope the cards will reveal that. All right, so that's what I want to do, and I want to go in and let's take a look and see what we find, okay? Like I said, if this goes past 30 minutes, I will put up the second part because my camera cuts off. I would really, I'll bring it back. All right, and when I learn to edit, then perhaps I can make it all one. All right, so Mueller, I want to know, before I continue shuffling, I want you guys to know exactly how I start off these readings, and any reading that I do when I'm reading on a specific person, okay? I always start off a reading with the intent that people will make good decisions. I even started off with Barr, that he'll make good decisions. In any reading that I do with people, I try to move from I start from the position that they will make good decisions. Unless I'm asking a specific question, like, is this person being malicious? Then obviously I'm coming from a place of a different sort. But in general, when I ask about a person, I always assume a person is making the best decisions for themselves and others around them, okay? So that's how I always begin. So that probably explains why I was getting disappointed when I started seeing hidden information. All right. Mueller, how did you respond? How are you feeling, and how do you feel how your report is being portrayed by Barr, by the media, by Trump? How are you feeling? All right. All right. Ready? Let's see what we got. All right. How are we feeling? Oop. Let me just throw my cards around. So the Page of Cups. So this is, the report is delivered. He has done his job. He has delivered the report. Okay. So this is the Page of Cups. This is, he was, bringing the news that the report is done, and he brought the cup. Now, we know that the report in previous readings regarding, Barr, and this recent last one was the Ace of Cups. So this would be Mueller delivering the report. So he says he's done it. Okay. All right. So let's move in the past. So we have the Eight of Swords. So he was bound and constrained. He was just feeling there's some entrapment a little bit. And I'm not sure exactly what this means. This could be, since this is the past, okay, because I'm going to do past, present, challenge, future, okay. This could be that his hands were bound and he was probably told to wrap it up, okay. And this could also be that he's handed out his indictments, or he's not revealing that there is some stuff, because there's some blindfolds in there. So there might be some stuff that we have not seen. But this also is kind of telling me that he was bound to release the report. Was he ready? This might be telling me that he was not entirely ready to release it, but so maybe there's something to it in the terms of him being rushed to finish, right? Being told he's got to wrap it up. All right, so the present, this is where he is now. So he's got hope. So there's some hope in his energy. And so he's hopeful that the report that he has released is going to obviously bear some fruit. So this I would probably say right now when I'm asking whether or not how he felt about how the report is being portrayed, there's some hope here. So we'll have to build upon this to figure out what in the world this hope is. What is he hoping? Is he hoping that the narrative changes, or is he hopeful that, you know, what he's done is it will be portrayed properly? Okay. The challenge is the Knight of Wands. Okay, so this is the fiery energy. This is the charging forth energy. So I would probably say the challenge is all the people that are delivering the news are very hasty. They're charging forward. They're not doing it with a lot of clear, concise thought, you know, kind of like you would with the page of the Knight of Coins or the Knight of Pentacles. When you deal with the Knight of Pentacles, they're very methodical, they're thoughtful, and they put things out in a thing. The Knight of Wands is a little bit more charging, a little bit more, you know, we've got this energy, now let's run with it. And there's not always a lot of thought. It's very easy for them to get distracted and roam all over the place. So the challenge is, the word is charging out the gate, but it's not very directed. It's not very methodical. It's not very thought out. It's just blurting it out. And we can probably see that in the news with everybody coming to their own conclusions, their opinions, and everything that's going on. All right. So we're going to move into the future. So the Hermit. All right. So how is he feeling about how the report is being portrayed? He's feeling a little isolated. Okay. But it's also that, you know, he's taken the path, he's going to take a path less traveled. He's going to be in the search of the truth. Now, it is possible, you know, he's kind of isolating himself because he doesn't want, I think this is what this means, is that he doesn't want to really give any interviews. He's not going to do that right now. Okay. He's going to keep himself isolated from the media and the circus because he just doesn't feel like he's going to add anything useful to it. Okay. So let's go back into the past. So we have the King of Cups. Okay. So things are very emotional. All right. So we have some entrapments and we have this King of Cups, okay? And the King of Cups is a person who's probably what is Barr? Is he a water sign or something? Or somebody is telling him to hurry it up. We got to get this thing done and we have to present it, which is what he did, okay? So there could be a person that has completely has told him to wrap it up and let's get this thing moving forward. That's probably who this person is, okay? And then the present, so Temperance. I seeing right now is that Mueller is probably saying, everybody have a little patience, have a little temperance, temper yourselves. Don't get all running wild out there with wild theories and guesses when my report really isn't out yet. Okay, it's not out yet. There's a summary out there. Now, it hasn't told me how he feels about it, but it just tells me that he is saying, okay, have hope. I have hope. It's just people's got to be tempered. And that probably is the reason why he is staying out of the limelight right now. He's not going to be doing any interviews, maybe. That's what that means. He's just going to keep himself isolated from the news cycle. Okay. So the challenge is going to be the Emperor. And the Emperor to me is the presidency. Okay. So now we have the news people charging out, and then we have the presidency. So when he's asking for temperance, not everybody's temperate, you know. So maybe the thing is with the president going and screaming, "I've been exonerated," when actually he hasn't. That's going to be a challenge to keeping temperance because people are just going, "Are you kidding?" You know. I mean, the one thing that we all know is that one of the reasons why I think we're all so frustrated is that we see so much wrongdoings. We see so much maliciousness. We see so much damage going, and we're wondering why our system is not working. And so we're getting a little frustrated, and it looks like Mueller's probably just saying, gosh, everybody calm down, relax. My report hasn't even come out yet. All right, so let's do the future. So the 10 of coins, okay? So, and a lot of times with the 10 of coins, this is about money. So I'm going to have, and this is also about home, okay? Generational home, this is about, attainment of, of the home again, okay? Being in control of the home. So there's two things that could happen out of this. We are looking at that, the money is going to be revealed. So what we're waiting for is that we're going to realize that I think that one of the things that's going to be revealed is the pursuit of money. A lot of the stuff that he has discovered is that these people are in pursuit of money, pursuit of wealth, okay? But it could also be that in the future, what we're going to learn is about this pursuit of wealth, but we'll probably also start to see the house come under control, and get things moving along. When you think about this as the house, it could also be Congress, the House, right? That's another thought. It just came to me. All right, let's move on. So in the past, this is the government, okay? So we have the Hierophant. So the government is showing up again, all right? So a person in the government told him to hurry up and get it finished. That's really how I look at that. A person in the government told him to hurry up and finish. So he was bound. Was he ready to finish? It doesn't seem like it. But it seems like he's pretty hopeful and he's asking for temperance. It could be he could be yelling at his TV, or he could be shaking his head going, everybody just calm down. That's really what he could be thinking. All right, so let's look at the present. So this is the 7 of coins. So this is the harvest is rich, but the people are just not satisfied. So the temperance, and this could harken back to the fact that he hadn't finished maybe everything that he wanted to finish before he delivered the report. He just is looking at it and saying, okay, there's a lot of information in there, but people just are not going to be satisfied. You can't satisfy everybody. So that's kind of what he's saying, but he's just telling everybody to calm down, be hopeful. The report isn't out yet. He's saying be hopeful, okay? Now, let's look at the challenge, the agreements. Oh, this is the agreements. This is the constraints of the Justice Department of what can and cannot be released. Okay, so the challenge is to get as much information as they can out. Okay, so they're going to be constrained. There's going to be some stuff. He knows about these agreements within the rules and regulations of the department of what they can. It's also the agreements of like what is available to us constitutionally with the House, with the Senate. The challenge is to get, I would probably say, the government running. This could also, in this context, probably maybe even represent our Constitution. It's that, trying to get that running as us to follow the Constitution. Right now, like I said, we're wondering why our checks and balances is not fully functioning, why it seems to be broken a little bit. Okay, so we have the future. And there he is, the King of Swords. There's Mueller. Okay, so the truth will be revealed. So I feel like reading this, Mueller is confident. He understands. It doesn't feel like that he's disappointed in what is and how his report is portrayed. He's more like telling people, have hope, have some temperance, temper yourselves, get yourselves under control. He knows that the report is going to have plenty of information, but not everybody's going to be satisfied. He has right now, in the foreseeable future, he has isolated himself. I don't think he's going to be doing any sort of interviews right off the bat. Maybe he went on vacation, and what's going to be revealed is the money, but this is also the House. So maybe he's relying on the House to move things forward. Okay. So it's not necessarily, like the DOJ, right? This is my Mueller card. This is the King of Swords. This is the law. The law prevails. So it will be revealed and the law prevails. So his word, he believes his report will stand. Okay. I hope, I hope I have interpreted this correctly. And this is what I think that he is feeling and how he feels as portrayed. I think he sees all the craziness, right? The craziness that's going on, the media running wild. You have the White House, stating their statements and being challenging, and then you have the agreements that are in place that is going to help reveal this report. So he knows there's some challenges there, and probably that's bound by the rules, regulations, and hoping that the Constitution will kick in and the people that are supposed to do their duties will do their duties. Okay, so I hope this has helped. I hope what I have said has helped alleviated some of the fears, some of the frustrations. To be patient, because it seems like Mueller's quite patient. He seems to have boundless patience, but we need to have that as well. So, all right. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you feel better. Take some time for yourself. Take care of yourself. Love one another. Help one another. Take care of one another. Take care of yourself. Thanks. Bye-bye.